What if you meet the love of your life and he wants a kid so bad and he got everything and he can take care of the kid? He's not the love of my life if he wants me to have another kid. Because the love of my life would understand that I have things that I want to do and I'm not going to do it. The love of my life would understand, oh, this is not what I want for myself. I'm not going to meet the love of my life and then he's going to tell me he wants a kid so bad and I'm going to fold. No. Why would the love of my life? He ain't the love of my life then. He needs to go find somebody else. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I said, hey. Welcome back to my channel. Hey, y'all. I'm Jasmine W. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Y'all know I like to jump right in. But first, I must let you know that I will be in Dallas on July 5th doing 2 stand-up comedy shows. I'll be in New York on August the 23rd. Doing I think maybe just one show that day. I don't know, but click the link below to come support me. Even if you're not in those cities, please tell somebody you know about the show, because the way comedians get booked is people buying tickets. Exactly. I don't know if y'all know that. So if y'all ever want me to come to your city, the only way I'm gonna come is if y'all tell people about the show. Y'all make a big hoot and holler about it. Okay. But yeah, the links to the tickets are below. But I like to jump right into it. Today, I will be talking about why I will never give birth again, why I am one and done, and why I personally don't really think it's necessary for you to have kids if you don't feel super passionately about it.
Forever.
Okay?
Even if you do.
That's the way. If you want to have kids, that's your business.
Don't do it.
But if you're on the fence, these are going to be reasons to help you decide not to as well, okay?
Don't hop over the fence.
Let me just first say that I always wanted to be a mother. When I grew up in Dallas, Texas, I have a fantastic mother. My mom is a beautiful person, a beautiful woman. My mom never competed with me. She is a kind and giving and one of the most loving people I've ever met in my life. My mother is more loving than I am. I don't think she's more of a loving mom. I think we're the same, but I'm just saying I have a wonderful mother. I do not have mommy issues or daddy issues for that matter. And I always wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have 5 kids when I was like 20. I was like, I want 5 kids. I can't wait to be a mom. Right? But now that as I get older and now that I have a child of my own, that was planned, and I was married when I had my kid in a relationship for well over maybe like 7 years before I had a kid. So my kid was not an accident. My kid was planned. I have enough, well, that's debatable whether I have enough money to take care of my kid. I don't think I do, but my baby daddy do. And so this is not about money. This is not about my divorce. I'm happy with being divorced and co-parenting because I do what's best for me at all times. This is not about mommy issues. This is just my own personal experience. So I think that this is like coming from a really good place of I've gone to therapy and this is my reality, right? Doesn't mean it has to be yours, but I want to give advice on why I will never have another kid. These reasons are in no particular order.
Okay, let's go.
I feel strongly about all these things. So yeah, the first reason I will not be giving birth again is because I had a C-section. I had preeclampsia and I gave birth 2 months early. I damn near risked my life and my liver. My liver almost failed, and then I almost risked my life, and I will never risk my life again. Like I will never risk my life again to give birth. You know, I had an emergency C-section, and a C-section literally, it's the deepest, it's a major surgery. So it's like the deepest incision that they can, cut on the human body to get a baby out, right? Like if you get a BBL or a tummy tuck, I think they just cut through 1 or 2 layers of skin, and then the C-section cuts all the way through. Somebody asked how old I am here on the chat. I'm 36. So my kid is 3. And yeah, a C-section was traumatizing, actually. Everybody's life and perspective is different. For me personally, I will say that my child being in the NICU for 6 weeks after I gave birth was a blessing, because I don't know how one can go home after having a C-section and take care of a child. I just cannot fathom it, you know? Because my child was in the NICU and because they were premature, I got to go home and get sleep. I slept for 8 hours and I would wake up and go to the NICU every day to see my baby. Every single day I went to the NICU for multiple hours to see my baby, and my mom was there with me in the waiting room, crocheting or playing her game on her phone or watching TV or something like that. Towards the end, she started to leave and like run errands and stuff like that. But my mom sat in the lobby of the hospital and waited for me every single day for hours while I visited my baby in the hospital. And that's why I say my mom literally saved my life. But anyway, like, I don't understand how one could take a baby home and properly take care of a child when you're in that much pain. Every single day except for one day I went because literally I was just bleeding too much. I had gotten up every day and I had no time to rest, and my body was like, girl. So I literally stayed home one day and did not see my baby one day during that whole time. But
tragic.
I thought I was going to be hunched over for the rest of my life. I never thought that I would sit up straight ever again in my life.
Hunched?
Like, my mom was laughing at me. My mom cool, but she be roasting. She was laughing at me when I went to sign my baby's birth certificate. I was like walking so slow. I could barely walk. And yeah, I just never want to go through that again. I never want to go through that again. I wanted to have my baby natural. I wanted to have my baby vaginally, and that just was not in the plan. That was not a part of God's plan, the universe's plan for me. So, yeah, I will never let somebody cut me open voluntarily ever again. That's why you will never see me with a BBL, honey, because you're not about to cut me open. And I think me getting pregnant again is volunteering myself to be cut open again. And I would never do that. The second reason I will never give birth again is because I like my body. Do you know how much mental work it takes to accept your new body after you give birth? And people look at me and think, oh, Jasmine, you look so good. Baby 2 months early. That's what happened.
Okay, premature.
You gained the most weight of your pregnancy during the last trimester of your pregnancy. And I barely got into that last trimester. So please don't ever compare your body to my body if you are a mom and you went full term. This is not a full term body, first of all, you know. So that's the first thing I'll say. But even though I did not carry my baby to full term, I still have stretch marks. I still have a C-section scar. I still have titties that I need to just lift up every time I put on an outfit. I'm like, do the titties need to be lifted? Why are they spilling over like this? Because my titties never spilled over before, okay? I actually believe I had perfect tits before I had a kid. Perfect. And now they're just kind of like, bloop, bloop, bloop. They're kind of like, where is the feeling in this donut? You know, like, yeah, they soft, but damn. Anyway.
Very soft, but.
I did so much to work on my self-confidence. I've talked about, or I'll be talking about this more, but I did do a video about, you know, the first things some things you can do to increase your confidence, and walking around naked is one of the things I had to do to just accept my body. Me going through, you know, just body changes and accepting myself again, it took a long time, and I'm still trying to accept my body. Honestly, it's a daily practice of trying to accept yourself and accept your body after you've had a kid, especially, you know.
Your girl.
So yeah, I just don't want to do that again. I don't know how Sierra does it. She has a kid and she get back in the gym and get her body together. Then she risks it all again for a kid. Like, you have to have you have to have a strong mental to be able to do that over and over. I don't have it. Okay?
Insanity.
So I like my body right now. I'm going to keep going to the gym, keep lifting, and I don't have time to risk it again because I don't know what's going to happen the next time. No. Number 3 on why I will never give birth again. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I'm a Black woman in this industry, in the entertainment industry, trying to just make things happen for myself. I barely have enough time to pursue my dreams as a single mom. You know, and so while I love being a mom, I love taking care of my baby and being able to spend time with my baby because I do have a flexible schedule. Being a single mom significantly hinders what I'm able to do career-wise.
Significantly.
You know, like I cannot work at the capacity that I used to work. And, you know, I used to stay up half the night editing videos or writing jokes or going to do stand-up and going to open mic. And I just can't do that anymore. I can't go to open mic anymore. You know, I can't
think. You can't think. You can't even think.
Stay up late writing material anymore because I'm so mentally exhausted by the end of the day of taking care of another human being. I cannot imagine having to take care of 2 other people and myself.
Who's 2?
Even with help. I don't want to be responsible for another human being. I was dating somebody last year and I had to sit them down and tell them, I do not want to be a mom, like, again, a mom of 2. I don't want to have another kid. And they were like, oh, yeah, we could always do like a surrogate. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I don't want to be responsible for another human being.
Period.
I'm talking about making doctor's appointments. When are you going to get your shots? Brushing their teeth. I floss and brush my kids' teeth twice a day. You think I want to do that to another person?
Hell no.
No. Making dinner, making lunch, buying clothes, washing clothes, just everything, hair, just everything. I can't do it for 2 kids because I will not be able to. I would have to be like, that would be my whole life. I would have to devote my life to that. And I have passions and dreams and a career goals and things I want to do outside of being a mom.
You do?
So because of that, I would never have another kid because I only have enough time right now to dedicate my life to this child. Somebody asked me if I consider myself a single mom even though I was married. Yes, I'm single. And I'm a single mom. And I personally don't, I think this is a different conversation, but I don't think that being a single mom, I think being a single mom has so many like negative stereotypes linked to it. And a lot of times we women, we get blamed for being single mothers. But if society wants to blame me for having enough self-esteem and
let them know,
and self-worth to realize when something is no longer working for me in my life and deciding to take control of my life instead of settling, then blame me all day, baby, I guess. You know,
it's my fault. It's my fault.
I think single mother has such a negative, like, it gets such a bad rap that I don't mind calling myself a single mom because, you know, whatever. You know, I don't think I'm better than women who haven't been married because really we are the same. But that's just my take. Anyway, so yeah, my career, I cannot risk not being successful because I've dedicated my life to another kid, you know? So yeah. Number 4, I think this one's pretty straightforward. No man is worth having me having another kid. I don't care if Jesus come back and say, Jasmine, I want you to be the second Mary. I'll say, no, thank you. Find somebody else to do it.
I'm good, God.
Because people always ask me, what if you meet the love of your life and he wants a kid so bad and he got everything and he can take care of the kid? He's not the love of my life if he wants me to have another kid.
Exactly.
Because the love of my life would understand that I have things that I want to do and I'm not going to do it.
I'm not.
The love of my life would understand, oh, this is not what I want for myself. I'm not going to meet the love of my life and then he's going to tell me he wants a kid so bad and I'm going to fold. No. Why would the love of my life, he ain't the love of my life then. He needs to go find somebody else. Me personally, at this point in my life, I've already been married. I've already had a kid. I've already done those motions. I'm looking for somebody who do not want no more kids, point blank, period. Or does not want any kids, period.
At all.
If I met a guy and he doesn't want kids, perfect. If I met a guy and he had 1 or 2 kids and he doesn't want any more, perfect.
Amen.
That's the perfect scenario for me. I'm not going to be with anybody else who wants kids, because it's just not going to work, because ultimately I'm not going to change my mind, and I don't want to be resented because I don't want any, you know. No man is worth me risking my mind, my body, risking being a single mom of 2, my career. No man is worth that. No. The fifth and the sixth reason are kind of similar, but the fifth reason is I don't want 2 baby daddies.
No, I don't.
I do not want 2 baby daddies. I have to text you over here and text you over here? Hell no. Okay? I have enough time texting one baby daddy to schedule what we're gonna do, when we gonna trade off and all that stuff. No. I do not want to text 2 men about what we're gonna do. I don't care if I was married to the second man. I don't want to text you no schedule about what we're gonna do. The only thing I want to text a new man is, when are we going on vacation, and where we going and where we staying. I don't want to talk about no kids with no other man. Point blank, period. No. My brother, he's a single dad, and he takes care of both of his kids. He has 2 baby mamas. He got to make sure the baby mama over here get dropped off at the same weekend as the baby mama over here. Oh, no, hell no. Okay? And I told my brother, no shade to my brother, I love my brother. He's an amazing dad, single dad, where he take his kids, right? And he send his kids to their mama house every other weekend. I told my brother, do not have no more kids. Do not. When he got married the second time, I said, do not have no more kids. Don't do it, bro. Don't do it. And he had another kid. Now look. I begged my brother not to do it, and he did it. But then, he good now. He got a vasectomy. Anyway, that ain't gonna be me. I'm not gonna be coordinating. No. And then the last reason is money. No. Never. I talk about this all the time during my stand-up. Never marry a broke man. If he don't have no money, don't marry him. Okay? So, of course, I did not marry no broke baby daddy. Why would I have if I had another kid, they would have to have more money. Their daddy would have to have more money than my first baby daddy. Because why my first baby getting a car when they turn 16, and my second baby, they daddy can't afford nothing? Hell no. I ain't going through that. Why would I let my second child suffer when my first child can be like, daddy, call daddy. Hey, daddy, I want a playground. And then they get a playground, and then the second baby daddy, he can't get nothing. He can only take the kid to the playground at the park. No, thank you. No. So if you have any questions, let me know. Those are the reasons why I definitely would never give birth again. If you ever see me pregnant, somebody drugged me, okay? I should say that because somebody might get offended. If you ever see me pregnant, honey, it ain't me. I've been cloned, okay? I want to let you know that right now. No, I'm not on birth control right now, and I'll never be on birth control ever again. If you want to look at this cootie cat, you got to wrap it up, okay? Point blank, period. Anyway, if y'all have any questions, let me know, honey. And track your ovulation cycle.